first came out with the name, I was doing like a brainstorm like session with my homie John. He was at his apartment, and we just had the whiteboard, like just a regular old whiteboard, and we was trying to figure out the brand name first, and just figured out like working that backwards. Like, okay, what colors? It was a whole chart and stuff that I had. I had like the colors I wanted to use, the vibes associated with the brand, the brands that I took inspo from, the keywords that I wanted to use like throughout my branding, or just like the color combinations, the type of clothes I wanted to make. I kind of just like built the brand backwards. I put together like everything that I thought I would want in a brand, and then I just like, okay, now what could we call this thing? And then we just like, I knew I kind of wanted it to be two words, so I was like, okay, I needed like an adjective, and I was like, I want to put two words together. So I'm like, okay, first we came up with the juveniles thing, because I'm thinking about the aesthetic of the brand. It's probably gonna be very juvenile, very like cut, baggy, like distressed stuff, like more so like it's not formal. It's more so like it's just like we trying to stick out like a rebellious type of swag, kind of in a way. Like, so then we had thought about the word juveniles, and I was like, okay, the word juvenile sounds a little bit delinquent, kind of harsh. I was like, we should probably put like probably like a better adjective before that. So we came with the word wise. Cause like, okay, I like how it has like a ring to it, wise juveniles. So that way it kind of doesn't have like a bad connotation behind it in a way. So yeah, like I was just thinking about it. I wanted to be taken like a little more serious in rooms. So I was like, it should just be called wise juveniles. So yeah, it was just that simple.
Oh,
So I went to Morehouse 2 years, freshman and sophomore year. It was great. I think it was a great like experience to build my brand and get my brand exposure, and it also like exposed me to a customer base that like helped me grow my brand and do stuff that I wanted to do, like go to pop ups and like have a client base of people who always wanted to buy from me and stuff. Like going, it kind of helped me with my like social skills, I'd say too, being able to like sell my stuff on campus to people my age and knowing how to like figuring out what that verbiage looks like to just talk to people. So I think it was kind of like freshman year. I went into the mindset where it's like I gotta pop it when I get to campus. Like there's no way I can just like go in there mediocre, because I'm just thinking like I don't know why I thought the bar was just so high going into the AUC, but like yeah, I was just like, I gotta go and I gotta pop it. So like before we went into school, I had made the I had made the Morehouse T-shirt, and I was like, I'm gonna make the a school shirt so that I can get like some support from my own HBCU before my own designs take over, like my own artwork. So yeah, I made the Morehouse design, made a TikTok about that. The TikTok blew up. Made a Spelman one too. The Spelman one blew up. And then by the time we hit campus freshman year, people had already seen the videos, already had the product on hand to sell them. And then the first like Hump Wednesday that we did, I just sold my product with some of my original designs. Mind you, I had did my first pop up ever, like right before we moved to school, like probably 3 days before moving. I did my first pop up with a fashion show, and then yeah, I made little bread. People was telling me to go for my prices, so I was like, okay, we got some cool stuff. And then I just kind of like worked it as a plan. Had some stuff, so when we got to school, I was ready to pop it. We did the Hump Wednesday. We sold out of stuff, and we walked back to the room with empty boxes.
or huh?
I am wise juveniles. I wear it every day. This is part of me. Like I feel like my personal style, if you was to describe it, like I feel like it's bold and cohesive. Like I think that's always what I wanted my stuff to be. I wanted to be bold where it caught your eye, but I didn't want it to be so flashy where it looks tacky. That's literally all I've ever wanted. Just that find that middle ground between the two. So like that's why it's like screen printing would for me was like a way where I can take a simple piece and I can add a whole bunch of stuff to it, but I can stop at a certain point so that it doesn't look tacky in a way. So yeah, I would say it's kind of like just that, like trying to make a silent statement in a way. So yeah. Hence the reason why I'm not in school right now. But I'd say while I was in school, it was more so like I was dealing with like I got pop ups and stuff on the weekends, and I got school stuff during the weekday. Then you also got like Hump Wednesdays, Market Thursdays at Clark, Market Fridays at Spelman. So it was like 3 days back to back. On the latter half of the week, I was doing pop ups. So it was more so like anytime I was like when I was heavy on trying to like just get my work done, I'd probably try to cram all the work in the first half. I was probably trying to cram the majority of the work in like the first half of the week, and then yeah, the like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday was just making money, and I'd be doing the pop up scene, and then Saturday there might be another pop up like another street market or something like that, or I'll just spend like the rest of Saturday trying to catch up on work. So. But it just lucky got kind of stressful. So that's why I was like, I'm gonna just do me, bro. Sounds controversial, but Kanye West for sure. I think Ye kind of did a lot of the stuff with Easy that I'm trying to like emulate now in terms of like the sampling process of just like trying a whole bunch of different stuff, like just dabbling into everything, all different types of colors, using unconventional like methods of like making clothing. Like I feel like they kind of ushered in a big era of just earth tones and browns and just neutrals and stuff. So I think like the earlier stages, I think a lot of my branding just came from pulling from neutrals and like utilizing the simplicity of that to just break into fashion because a lot of people already wear neutrals. People like earth tones and stuff, and like I don't know, earth tones got really big in the streetwear world, so I think that's what I started off so with. Ye was a big inspiration. I would say Pharrell's diversity with the colors is something that I've been trying to tap into because I like how everything that Pharrell does is like it's very on brand for him. In the way with the gold, like you always see Pharrell with some gold. He's not afraid to wear colors. He's not afraid to like wear something that just a super like masculine guy would wear, but he's still like I'm saying P, like you feel me? So just stuff like that. Probably those two. Trying to think about top three. Who my third?
Yep.
Unfinished Legacy because they kind of like showed me like what's possible when you scale the whole screen printing like brand aspect where you build a brand solely off of screen printing, and this how it looks when you scale it and build like a customer base and a community and stuff. So and they do a lot on YouTube, so they kind of like document a lot of their process, and it's pretty transparent with like how it is running the brand, which is something that a lot of people just don't do. Like there isn't like a lot of transparency in like the clothing game. So probably them. I say they're on YouTube. They're based out of Milwaukee. Brema is this guy from I want to say he's from South Africa, um, Kenya, and somewhere he learned how to screen print when he came to the States, and he moved his brand to LA to just grow it out there. And I was just like I learned a lot from just watching him like run the pop ups out there and just like meeting people and just like going from buying your blanks in the States to going overseas to buy blanks and learning how to balance screen printing your own stuff versus outsourcing it to other people, and also like making it to levels like going to Complex Con and getting sponsored by them. Like that's just certain stuff that like you just look at where like you don't really have a bunch of people showing you the whole process like that in depth where it's like you don't want nothing back. So I feel like that's something I kind of just like looked at from there. It's helped a brand remain authentic, I'd say, because the people that support them like it's so raw. So I think a big part of just like my brand was kind of trying to embody that Atlanta swag a little bit, even though we kind of some of the stuff that I be doing be a little far left than like just regular Atlanta drip like skinnies and all that other type of stuff, but it's more so like that hustle culture of Atlanta. Like, you know what I'm saying? Everybody in Atlanta, we all feel like we celebrities. So I was kind of want to embody just the fact that like we make clothing to look cool for you to look cool. Like you're not trying to look like no lame nigga. Like so I really just feel like a lot of my brand stuff has been trying to embody like that confidence that you get from like watching like some of little baby talking about that D boy swag, like how niggas just put it on and they getting money and you feel like you feel confident while you getting money because you look fly. Like that's all I've been trying to do is just look make people look fly while they doing whatever they do. Um, I think it's both. I think because you got two separate sides. Sometimes I'm making stuff because I want to make it solely, and then sometimes I'm making stuff because I'm trying to bring somebody's vision to life. Like they're commissioning me to make an outfit. So like sometimes like I might just have a random idea that okay, this jacket may look good in orange, but then it also might be different where it's like somebody's commissioning me to make a jacket that's orange. How can I bring it to life to fit this occasion or this aesthetic or whatever this for my body type or whatever? Like that's just so it's two different. It's two different ways. I think since I'm not like the most computer savvy person, I sketch most of my stuff. Like I don't do mock-ups, so I probably just take like a regular sheet of paper, the back of whatever I can sketch on, and then I don't really try to use pencil. I try to use the pen because I be so like trying to erase and all this. So I just use a pen to sound more just absolute in my thoughts. So I kind of sketch a lot of my ideas out in pen so I can erase them, and then I just I usually start with a concept. Like when I start sketching, I already have an idea what I'm trying to draw, so I'm not just going into it blind. But yeah, I just try to pull whatever elements are in my brain to put it on paper, and then just from there, like I try to sample something. So I'll probably go out and find whatever silhouette I'm looking for, whether it's a hoodie, zip up, jacket, dress, or whatever. Like I'll just go find it, and then just so at least I can just get like a rough idea of what I'm trying to do. And I mean, I specialize in sourcing garments, so like a lot of times I just go source the piece I'm looking for, like you saw me doing today. I just like if I need a jacket or a dress, I'm gonna just hit the streets, find what I'm looking for, and then we're gonna bring it back to the house and whip it up. Yeah, they definitely are. I think it's one of them things that I don't probably push the most in my brand, but like most of the stuff I do is like practice like ethical fashion where I just take like most of my initial designs were stuff from the thrift store. Like I didn't really start going overseas and just having people make a whole bunch of garments from scratch inside a sweatshop. Like to this day, like most of my stuff I source it in Atlanta. So I just try to use like I'm not no stranger to using like secondhand fashion. Sometime like when you're looking at vintage stuff like Carhartt and like Dickies and stuff, is like you're not finding that stuff brand new, so you might as well utilize what's already here. And I feel like some of the styles that we trying to pull from like that old workwear vibe and the old cowboy vibe, they already have pieces that you can just utilize. So yeah, I try to just utilize stuff that's already here because I'm conscious of like the waste that's already happening with all the clothes of people that are like that's getting washed up on shores and stuff. So I don't know. I know I'm not. It's not part of like my biggest mission right now to try to tackle that, but I do kind of want to be like I don't know conscious while I still buy stuff and trying to use like places that just have too much overstock. Cause I'm realizing it's just too much. It's like there's more than enough clothes already out there. You feel me? So it's like if I can just be the person that prints on the existing stuff and curate that to a better customer, we can just do that instead of having to try to fund brand new garments from overseas and just adding to the waste and stuff. It sounds stupid corny, but it's like that Virgil 3% rule. I type to it at the heart. Like you only have to like you don't have to make a whole new thing. That's not what fashion is. Like you can just add 3% to a thing, and now it's a whole new thing because it technically is. Like you know what I'm saying? Like if people are just out here, if people are out here buying blank stuff from like overseas and they're like embroidering it here, or like they're like the people in the factory, like they're screen printing blank stuff. It's like anything can be blank. It's subjective. So it's like a Carhartt jacket. Like if I ain't put my print on it, it's blank. If I ain't put myself on it, it's still blank. So it's just more so. Even if it has a logo, like, I can print over it. Like I don't care. So more so just being like aggressive with how I tackle the fashion scene. Where it's like I'm not scared to print over your logo. Like I'm not scared to just take anything and make it my own. Cause it's like a big part of fashion is just solely branding. Like it gets to a point where people just you just brand yourself. You just put your print, your logo, and everything. Like you got to be like noticed. So I think I was trying to just build that from the jump. Like we have signature design. We put it on everything, and we don't care. We print big and bold, like large graphics. So yeah. One of my biggest challenges with this whole branding thing was funding it at first.
Mm.
It partially still is if I'm being transparent, but I'd say like trying to just get something made, like just starting, I feel like I don't know, I feel like I be having big dreams as do most entrepreneurs, and sometimes that like it just discourages you from starting because it's like you be like, bro, where do I even start to build a $1 billion brand? And I got all these aspirations, but it's like I want a store and I want all these clothes, but I don't know where to start at. I think it's more so like figuring out how to fund my stuff, and then I think my solution to that has just been you just got to get smarter about your investments. Like you just gotta like I kind of came up with a system like where it's like okay, if I buy this piece for this price, I have to sell it for this price. Even if that's my homie, even if I want to just get it off, like I gotta kind of be a little more firm with my prices, and I gotta kind of like show some discipline with my spending. Like I can't just go out and just buy every piece of clothing that I want to print on, because it's like, what if I buy this and don't nobody want to buy this? Or what if I buy this and I come to find out that I can't print on this material, or just like so more so just being like trying to like curate better selection and stuff, so I'm not just sitting on just crap that I'm not gonna use, like wasting investments. Cause I think when I first started this, I was buying a whole bunch of clothes to experiment, and it was like some stuff was genuinely going to waste. Like I just wasn't using it. Like I probably changed my brand vision too much to feel like that piece identified with my brand, or like I just bought it for a reason that just only made sense at the time. Like I didn't really think it through, so just like all this different stuff, I just had to get smarter about how I spend the money and just how we invest into the brand and like showing some intentionality, like just and taking and having balls really. Like when we get the bread, when we up, when we can just go buy a whole bunch of hoodies and stuff. Like don't go spend that bread on like a tattoo or something dumb. Like go reinvest into go buy some more hoodies. Like buy some more dope. Like just thinking about this more so from like a drug. I can't say that, can I?
No, this still no. You're good. Just
Okay.
nothing too crazy. Nothing too crazy. Yeah.
I was much just thinking about like kind of how like you a drug dealer in a way where it's like you gotta go reinvest into your supply. You can't just like I can't sell 50 shirts and then just go build a bread. I gotta figure out okay how are we gonna get 50 more or 100 more. So just thinking about it from a compounding perspective, like just kind of just like building my infrastructure with what's already working. We already sell sweats. Make sure we always have sweats. We sell a lot of hoodies. Make sure we always have hoodies. Like beanies too. Like just making sure that we got our staples so that we always have bread.